I just found a ladybug in my apartment. I don't know if that's like a good or bad thing.
That's a good sign. That's a really good sign.
Oh, did you meet her on OkCupid?
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
No, what do they do? Do they eat things or something? Is it like indicative of something else secretly living in my apartment?
Probably.
That's not cool. I don't want to think about that.
Well, typically, ladybugs are either a sign of good luck or a sign that you have a dead hooker in your apartment.
It's a sign of dead. Are you gonna be at the hotel that serves only dead hookers?
The Dead Hooker Hotel?
The Dead Hooker Hotel.
Yeah, it's just a lot of like rubbing down cold flesh with various oils to keep the moisture locked in, maintain that look.
Or it's just every hooker that walks in dies or something, and it's just like a known thing. It's the Dead Hooker Hotel.
But rates are so good, how can they stay away? Welcome to Word Rango, the game show where dictionary definitions produce knowledge and comedy. 4 words enter, 1 word leaves, and is crowned champion. Our steely nerve competitors, a writer, another writer, a voice actor, and that other guy. And now it's gloves off, and set your dictionaries to fun. It's time for Word Rango. Here's your host, Mike Suzak.
Welcome to Word Rango! My name is Mike Suzak from the Galaxy of the Moon! I'm joined this week by Bob Ball!
I'm like Spiked Punch, both fruity and dangerous.
Dave Hinkle! And Ryan the Running Man Lewis!
Are you gonna come at me, Vincent McMahon?
We're the 4 horsemen of podcasting and of words, bringing you words every week and their definitions along with knowledge and comedy. We're going to start out this week like we do every week with first word, but you know what? Last week
testosterone.
And testosterone and steroids. Last week we had a tie between Bob with veneration and Ryan with hamartifia. You know what that means? It's time for a...
Steel cage match.
Steel cage match. Wait a minute. Let me get this right.
Steel cage word off? I don't know.
It's time for a toss-up!
Toss-up!
In order to get a toss-up going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to think of one word, and Bob and Ryan, I'm going to give you guys clues. The first one to get the word I'm thinking of gets first word this week. First clue.
Pile driver!
The definition is to have sexual intercourse.
Fornication.
Bone.
The second clue, it's 3 syllables.
Fornication.
Bonacate.
And the third clue, the first syllable is a synonym for a police officer.
Copulate.
Complication.
I don't know who said
Copulation.
it first.
I said copulate. Bob
Yeah.
said complication. What the fuck?
Ryan
He's got a
Lewis,
really...
Ryan Lewis, your win. You're the first one out for the battle royale. Ryan,
In case anybody's lost, a lot of wrestling stuff happened in the last week. So there
Yeah,
you go.
apparently.
Just let me set that straight in case anybody's wildly confused right now.
Okay, look, in the wrestling world right now, Dave, we call that kayfabe. Or kayfabe? I don't. That's like, just look it up. Ryan, what's your word this week?
All right, my word actually goes with wrestling. No, it doesn't. Anyway, my word this week is Skoptsy. Skoptsy.
Skoptsy?
Skoptsy. Or as
Bob.
Dave would say, Skoptsy. Yeah.
Bob, I'd like for you to dive off of the top rope and spell this word for me.
Woo! Skoptsy! S-C-O-P-S-Y. Skoptsy!
No.
Ryan, how do you spell it?
Skoptsy. Skoptsy.
Skoptsy?
Yep.
Okay, this is a fucking amazingly spelled word.
You know, anything with a K in it, it's great.
Oh, it's so
A lot of consonants.
Let's run through it again. Skoptsy.
Yep.
Man. I think I'm going to spare you guys. I'll go first. I believe. Now, are you guys familiar with the website Etsy?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I love
I'm always
Etsy.
selling stuff on Etsy, man.
Put a bird on it.
Just, crafty things. It's nice to just buy shit that other people made that they overprice because it's handmade. It's great. It's like an organic green movement for shit that you're never gonna need again. For bibelots, I mean, you could buy bibelots on Etsy. It's the greatest. So the thing is though is people realize, look, sometimes you have Etsy, sometimes you have Skoptsy. Skoptsy, of course, is it's a thing for
You're just dying out there right now.
Etsy.
Just dying a silent, painful death.
Bob, you're gonna cut all this in post, right? You're like all of this.
Yep,
what
I'm entirely going to cut you out in post.
No, what I was initially thinking was something to do with scotch, but I don't know why you would have a whole website this is devoted to ordering scotch, I guess.
Because you're an alcoholic.
I suppose so. But I mean,
I think
If you're all out of scotch, can I just get some scope up in here?
and maybe it is scope and or scotch. Like scope is in the breath thing, the Listerine thing. I don't know. I've done so much screaming so far tonight that my brain doesn't work anymore. Like I screamed it out completely.
Just like pro wrestling.
Basically. Man, I just hit a wall. I just don't know. It sounds like an Etsy sort of site.
Here, I got this. I'll save you.
Yeah, please do.
Skoptsy is actually the fruit of the Skoptsy tree. It tastes like a mix of brightly flavored citrus, like kind of a lemon, limey vibe. It has some notes of cough syrup and a hint, just a hint of electricity.
Oh.
Okay.
It's real quick, that right on the front of your tongue. The most interesting parts of Skoptsy fruits is its hallucinogenic quality. So the first time I experienced Skoptsy, it was down in Las Cruces, New Mexico, at my motorcycle biker gang annual officer meeting.
Okay.
Crossing paths with the veneration.
Yeah.
Well, anybody who really knows me knows that I am just nuts about motorcycles, and our meeting is nuts too. It's more of a business meeting than anything, but we don't wear any pants, so it's really nuts. Anyway, I'm staying at this La Quinta Inn, and I go downstairs for the Continental Breakfast Bar because I'm cheap, and I pick up something that looks like a cross between an orange and a zebra mating with a Rubik's Cube.
What?
I figure when in Las Cruces, am I right? So after I ate it, I was on this 75-hour hallucinogenic cavalcade about the members of the boy band One Direction and I robbing the First National Bank of Asgard and being chased by RoboCop.
That's a lot of... Bob, you're not eclectic at all, is the thing.
I feel like we've wandered into Bob Ball's ultimate masturbation fantasy.
We only got away by riding Loki's pet dolphin into an oven full of bagel chips.
Yeah, Dave, let him continue. He hasn't finished yet.
Okay. Yeah. Oh man, phrasing.
Skoptsy.
Oh, I just got that.
Yeah, dude. Come
All
on.
over me. Yeah, spin us a yarn. That's like my favorite. Bob Ball.
And that's Skoptsy.
I appreciate you taking that whole time, but I still haven't figured out what the fuck I'm selling on Etsy. Like, I have no idea.
I like the idea. So Etsy is like it's handmade crafts, and then Skoptsy would be like handmade scotch. So basically, you got a serious gal pen situation going on.
Yes.
People will sit there for years, and it's like 3 or 4 year aged scotch, but it's in a dude's hand, and that's all he's done. Like his wife comes and feeds him, but he's just got this, gal pen of scotch in his hands. He's like, dude, I got to sell this on Skoptsy. It's going to go for at least $20 or $30 for this batch right here. And, he's probably the most bacteria filled, disgusting scotch that you've ever seen aged, but it's hand aged scotch.
Well, that's what makes it tasty and delicious. too, right? And of
Well,
course,
impersonal.
the person that's going to buy it is going to be some like fucking douchebag sophomore in college that's basically going to be like, here, can you just pour this into this Coke can? Like, just and the dude that's been sitting there for 15 years holding on to this scotch is just going to be baffled. But they're going to take the money. I mean, that in itself is an ethical dilemma that you're putting yourself in, where you realize you're really not doing this aged scotch that you sold on Skoptsy any sort of good by selling it off to some sophomore douchebag in college that's asking you to pour it out of your hands into their can of Diet Coke. It just
Diet Coke now. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. This has gone downhill. I mean, am I the only one like that thinks that anytime you talk about food, like we talk about handcrafted coffee or you talk about hand spun wings, that's gross to me because you're talking about food. Like someone's hands just like being all over it and like hand spun and like freaking took a shit and like didn't wash their hands and like come back and like handcrafting your coffee. Like I think that's a horrible thing when it has to do with food. Am I the only person that gets grossed out by that?
I don't think you're totally
Handcrafted cotton candy. I just stick my hand in the cotton candy machine, and then you eat it off my hand.
I swear to God, I've seen someone do that. Not eat it off of the hand, but like shove their
Eat it
hand
off of
in
someone else's hand?
No, shove their hand in a cotton candy machine. I swear I've seen that. But no, Ryan, I don't think you're that far off. I think a lot of people feel the same. And yet, for some reason, everybody seems to think that it's great to watch some guy throw a bunch of dough in the air when they're making a pizza. Like, why is that special?
He probably picks his nose and eats it and then wipes it all over your pizza.
But I mean, I feel like this country's lost its way. Whatever happened to theatrics alongside our meals?
We
You
need
look
that,
at these
yes.
period pieces back in the Wild West days, and it's like, yeah, you didn't just go and like drink whiskey at the bar. You drank it in this big setting where there was like a play going on, and somebody got rowdy and like shot at one of the performers' feet, and like, whatever happened to that lust for life that Americans had? Now it's just
Homicide
replaced-
during dinner.
Yeah, like I mean,
That's a
it used
real
to be
murder mystery.
You couldn't get through a meal without somebody dying, and things were
well,
exciting.
First off, Dave, we need to clarify. Will Smith taught us all. It's the Wild Wild West.
Wow.
Yep, that's true. You got me there.
Yep, you got to be sure of that. But yeah, I agree. I think we need a little bit. Maybe that's what Skoptsy really is. It's that like adding liveliness to dinner. Maybe that's, I don't know. I'm gonna switch my definition to
and
that.
death.
Dave, what's your guess for Skoptsy?
Okay, so so you guys are familiar with Skoal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the tobacco.
Yeah, like the tobacco. Yeah, so Skoal is like a real forward-thinking company, and they know that they can't be in the tobacco game forever. Eventually people are just going to outlaw the stuff to hell, and they're not going to be able to meet their profit margins, and they're going to have to lose jobs. So years ago, they started this initiative to diversify into the popular carbonated beverage industry. So, Skoptsy is basically Skoal's tobacco-flavored cola competitor to Pepsi and Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola and Royal Crown Cola and your Mr. Pibbs of the world. So you can only get in select areas, so that might be why you haven't seen it at your local grocer yet, but yeah, man, that stuff it's like a thick, viscous sludge of a soda. But I hear it's damn fine drinking.
So Skoptsy's Tobaccola?
Yeah, it's Tobaccola.
Tobaccola.
Yeah, Skoptsy brand Tobaccola.
It has a very interesting creation process because what you do is you just give a can of Skoal to my Uncle Albert, and he just spits into a bottle, and then they carbonate that and ship it right out.
Yep. Well, they add the cola extracts or the cola plants. What the heck is cola? Like, what is that flavor? Like, where do they? I don't know what they do, but yeah, there's some kind of science going on there. But it's mostly just your Uncle Albert spitting into a bottle.
Right. Into like
That's good stuff.
a tittle of syrup from the soda machine.
Oh,
I got to bring it back around, you guys.
Yeah.
Can't you just picture I picture how like dudes like will like have like the tight Wranglers on and have like the Skoal in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Like so, at this case, like they just got this huge like soda bottle like in the back
Huge
pocket.
2-liter bottle, soda sticking out their back pocket while they're riding a horse.
Yeah, just tight ass pants and like, man, this is uncomfortable. God damn it, Skoal.
The things I do for my addiction to Tobaccola.
That's just the best. It's just the worst and the best at the same time. Ryan, I would love to know what Skoptsy really means.
Well, Skopsy is actually a much more morbid affair than a Tobaccola, if you will. What Skopsy is when you self-castrate.
Ah!
Ew.
Straight up.
Don't do that.
Like, how has there even been one
self-
person who's done that to make that an actual word that we needed to have like a definition for? Like, what?
No, actually, let me spin you a yarn brought to you by Bob Ball. This was actually a sect back in Russia, back in the 18th century, who believed that cutting off both your dick and balls, and then if you're a woman, cutting off your boobies and sometimes your downwards labia parts. That was basically made you more holy. And so
Wow.
that's what they did. They would Skopsy the shit out of themselves.
But if you cut off like the penis and the balls, like wouldn't you just be like basically a sprinkler when you have to go pee? You would just like be a that just shot out the front of your pelvis.
Dave, they thought about that. They thought this out.
Uh-oh. You have an answer to this, don't you?
No. They really have to do that part of it?
Are they doing the sprinkler dance at the same time?
Well, we all know that's fake because once you start, you can't stop. So it would be one constant stream.
Yeah.
God damn it, Bob.
The Bob Ball soundboard's alive and well.
Yeah.
Yes. No, they used a cow horn to piss out. Yeah. Think about it. Like you have the wide end, and then it kind of comes down to a nice little funnel. You just hold that on your
the end of your grotesque Ken doll pelvis.
Your fucking neuter, and you're just you pee out of that thing.
Wow.
I do honestly try to respect all walks of life, but those people got it wrong.
Yeah,
Like
They did.
I think those people got it wrong. You don't cut your shit off to make yourself more holy. You just don't do that. What are you doing?
No.
Make a Tobaccola that everyone can enjoy instead.
Yeah. Drink, just, if you're really that high strung, kick back and drink a nice Tobaccola. Skoptsy Tobaccola. I think that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Good Lord. What the
Yeah,
hell?
that's a bad idea.
That's terrible. Well, let's move on to our next terrible word of the night. I know it's going to be bad. Bob, what's your word this week?
Word profiling.
My winning word this week is hirsute.
Her suits.
Her suit.
I
Okay.
believe this is HERSUIT.
No.
I don't know how to
It
spell
is HIRSUTE. Hirsute.
Ryan, what do you think that means?
Well, it actually comes from German, and it was a man. Is actually Ersut, and Ersut basically was he was the guy who invented sausage, basically. And so basically, what Ersut means is something's shaped like a sausage. So that could be anything. That could be phallic, like a wiener if you want to. It could also be a candle. It could be anything that resembles a sausage, basically.
A banana.
A banana, sure.
A boomerang.
A boomerang. Keep going.
A hoagie.
A summer sausage?
A summer sausage resembles a sausage. Mm-hmm. The Washington Monument.
Mm-hmm. A peanut.
Giant sausage.
A penis.
Ring bologna?
A bologna, yep. And all these things
Hot
are very,
dogs?
you would say, hot dogs are very
Cheddarwurst?
Cheddar.
A can of Skopsy.
My fingers?
Oh man, yeah, your fingers are like tiny little dicks on your hand,
They're like
aren't
little,
they?
they're very hirsute.
I mean, what the hell did they not just cut those off? You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, do you have to really go full?
Yeah,
full
like you
dong?
start with a
Just-
pinky and you move up from there. You say, okay, I'll take off a pinky. If this is the life for me, I'll keep going. You don't just go stampeding to the balls and penis.
You gotta wade in the water, man. Like,
Yeah.
you're not, yeah. But they just, hirsute. Hirsute. Hirsute.
Hirsute.
Dave, what do you think hirsute means?
Okay, so hirsute is actually a variation on pursuit. Like we're all familiar with what pursuit means, right? Like,
Right.
So, but hirsute is
Yeah.
a situation that contextually is like a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, husband, wife, whatever kind of, man, dog, whatever variation thereof personally applies to you. But it's basically that situation where, like your wife gets mad at you and she like walks out of the restaurant and then you have to do that weird, awkward thing where like everybody stares at you and you have to like go after her and like
You're in hot hirsute.
yeah, hot hirsute. Like hirsute is that act. It's that weird like you're in a doghouse and everybody in the restaurant's staring at you and they know it and they have to.
Deborah, don't go. Everybody's
back.
looking. Don't make a scene, Deborah.
You have to get up like head down.
We're
Charlie
going
Brown
back to
just.
the same place, anyways.
We haven't paid the check yet.
Don't get in the car. Don't get in the car. Fuck, I'm stealing this moped.
Have you ever been in a restaurant where two people are obviously having either an argument or my favorite is they're breaking up right there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have, and it is glorious.
I feel so bad, but at the same time, it's not like I can turn away. This is great.
It's like a
This is
train.
real.
It's like a train full of clowns going off the rails. Like, I mean, it's a tragedy, sure, but like, it's a hilarious tragedy.
It's like, if you guys have ever, I used to be a server a long time ago, and like, I think if you're ever a server, you've at least seen like 2 or 3 of those, just because the numbers game, like people, that's where they go. Like a lot of times they'll do it on the phone or whatever the fuck they're gonna do, but when they go somewhere, they go to a restaurant, and like it's so awkward every single time. There's like the really quiet ones that are just very slow and drawn out and depressed. And then there's the ones where you're like, it's happening, and it's like one of the people has kind of the upper hand, and it just creates this really actually kind of fun situation when you go back in the kitchen and you can tell everyone else about it.
Yeah.
I think it's very clear that people need our help breaking up. It doesn't go well, right? And that's the gist of where we're, Ryan, you broke it down. It's not like any of the ones we ever really notice end on good terms. Everybody's sort of just stressed and distraught. It's very clear that people need our services in helping them break up.
And I think they will in just a moment. Let's put a pin in that. I smell scenario time.
Okay.
Oh man, like I can get behind a business where like, it's, I need to break up with somebody, but I want to let them down easy. I want them to have a good day. Like, why don't they hire one of us to go do the breakup, and then we hang out at like Dave and Buster's for the day with them. We play some games, we pal around, we share some of our stories, and then at the end of the day, it's like, all right, this breakup isn't so bad because at least like I had this bitchin' day where I set the high score on, Fruit Ninja at Dave and Buster's. So
Right.
I am quitting this podcast right now and starting that business.
yeah, man.
Well, let me get my definition.
I'll tell
for...
Linda why she sucks and you don't want her in her life anymore, and I will probably play some Aliens versus Predator after that.
The best worst day of their lives, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the name of the business. The best worst day of your life.
BestWorstDay.com.
Yeah.
Okay, my guess for hirsute. Hirsute is a business in which you help people break up. There, done.
You just brought it right back around.
There. Real quick, Bob, what does your stupid word mean?
Hirsute is an adjective, and it means hairy or covered in stiff hairs.
Oh,
the
so
record-
Robin Williams.
For the record, I
Yes.
say
Basically.
yes.
Wait,
Okay.
It's the kind of person you could see like their shadow, and they don't have a shirt on, but it still looks like there's some sort of silverback monkey. That's hirsute.
So
Okay.
it really is what you actually would think it is, like when you very first hear it.
Yeah.
It's a fucking hairsuit.
Yeah.
It's a hirsute.
It's a hirsute, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So anyways, it's very clear that we know what we're moving on to. It's scenario time, and it's time for us to brainstorm up this business and introduce ads for hirsute / the best worst day of your life.com.
Yeah, well, I think basically the scenario is that we're actually at an investors meeting, and we've just gone full IPO. I don't know what it's a term.
We're going public.
We're getting traded. Yes, we're going public.
That's when we fuck over Spider-Man, right? And we fire him. I think that's that part of it.
Sure.
Is
Sure.
that a King of the Hill reference?
God damn it.
I'm not familiar with. Anyway, yeah. So like we're at the investors meeting basically, and like we're basically just pitching the business, even though it's already gone public, to more investors to get more money. And one of the investors had just broken up with his girlfriend that same day.
And they can't stop singing songs from the mid-90s up through the 2000s.
Ooh, I want to be that guy.
I think we each get a turn at being that guy, okay?
I know, that's the fun one. Okay, no, Caesar, because you came up with it, you can be that guy.
Even the best fall down sometime. Linda!
Now, Mike, I understand that you're hurting right now, but we do have to get on with the rest of this meeting. Everybody, if I could just get your attention, Mike is having a bad day, a little bit of a bad day. I don't know why. Linda was totally not for him. Sorry, Mike. I mean, really.
Well, let's not dwell on this, all right? We got to get this PowerPoint going. Dave, can you fire up the old laptop and get the PowerPoint started?
Sure. Let me just.
Do you not know how to use a laptop?
All right, I think it's on now.
Did you turn into a laptop? Is that what
No,
you
how do you guys usually turn on your laptops?
Yeah, why is your laptop a Commodore 64? I'm a little bit confused.
I like to call it Laptor. How did you know I like to call it Laptor? Have you been reading my diary? I heard you say Laptor. Don't you try and deny that you initially said Laptor.
You guys, I miss Linda so much. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What's anybody doing here?
Can you just hit the next slide?
Linda's the worst. Don't even sweat it. Don't even sweat it.
Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could.
Well, since we're going public with our IPO, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play you the commercial that's embedded in this next frame here.
Click.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, what's going on?
Amy's not going to show up for your date today.
What?
I've got some good and bad news. Good news is you totally get to hang out with me for the day. The bad news is I have a bullet point list of reasons that she doesn't want to hang out with you anymore. She's breaking up with you, dude.
For real?
Yeah, for reals. So let's.
Well, what about the breakup sex? I don't get any breakup sex. I don't get any one last goodbye. You know, one last just toss it in there right quick and go on about our lives. I mean, that's a social contract. That's like an unwritten rule of any kind of relationship.
Freeze frame. Hello, everybody. My name is Joey Greco from Cheaters. I'm here to sell you on the best, worst day of your life. Dave, I know you're distraught. I know you're going to miss Amy, but we're here to give you that breakup sex so that way you can move on with your life. You are going to have sex with me, silver-haired Joey Greco from Cheaters.
No, wait, no, I'm not down with that.
Breakup sex, do it!
Wait, right here in the street? Is Bob going to watch?
No, we're going to Dave & Buster's. Breakup sex.
Breakup sex at Dave & Buster's with Joey Greco.
Breakup sex in the ball pit. Breakup sex on the wave runner machine. Breakup sex in the Cruising USA cabinet. Breakup sex at the ticket redemption booth. Breakup sex in the bathroom.
Yeah. And a scene, I guess? I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
I don't know,
why don't you want to buy this company?
I lost track of where we were at.
Look, I just figured we needed Joey Greco, okay?
No, absolutely. No, I'm glad you did. It was adception. There were layers there, and I lost track. So
Yeah, because I think that commercial just lacked the direction that we needed, because you don't want to give them the list of that. They don't tell them that you're breaking up until you've already played Fruit Ninja, you've already eaten some wings, you're having this great day. So when you hear it, you're just like, shit, that sucks. How many tokens do I have left?
Exactly.
I don't know if they have tokens, but
do I have enough to buy a pillow to scream into?
No, but you do have enough for this sticky hand that's probably gonna work for the next 2 days before it gets shitty and dusty.
More like 2 hours, but yeah.
Yeah.
I hate those things.
Okay, well, Skoptsy aired their suit. We'll try better next time. Let's move on. We need another word. I am gonna say I'm gonna go with Dave. Dave, what's your word this week?
Okay, my word this week is gauche.
Gauche.
This is such a Dave Hinkle word.
Is that a Philadelphia ghost? Ooh, I'm a ghost.
Oh, boo! Fuck out of here!
Ooh, go get yourself a Philly cheesesteak.
No, they don't. We don't call it a Philly cheesesteak.
Mother,
It's
I know
just a cheesesteak.
you guys are narcissistic enough. I know you call it Philly cheesesteak.
No, we don't,
Right.
man. Everybody else in the goddamn world does. I fucking hate that. Like, yeah, I want the Philly cheesesteak in Memphis, Tennessee, please. Like, no, fuck you. It's just a cheesesteak. God damn it.
Ryan, how do you think gauche is spelled?
Well, I think it's probably GOASH exclamation point.
Dave, how's it spelled?
This is a tricky one, actually. It is Gauche. Gauche.
Gauche.
No, it's gauche.
Gauche.
That's probably
It's
gauche.
phonetically spelled G-O with a line over it, S-H. So it's gauche.
Gauche. Hey.
Gauche.
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 Gauche. The gauche. The gauche is on fire.
It's like what somebody from Finland with a lisp would say, like when they score a goal in hockey, you'd be like, gauche. You know, those Finnish have really long pronounced.
Oh, if I know anything about the Finns, it's
If I
they
know- yeah.
love to long pronounce shit.
Bob, what do you think gauche means?
Gauche is a frighteningly simple term for a complex idea. So let's say that you're a master thief. You've broken into the Louvre,
Okay.
and that's the famous museum in Paris that's full of diamonds and mime paintings, and you're lost. That you've broken in, but that front directory at the Louvre is no help. It's not showing you where the diamond mime exhibit is. So you get out your famous mime app, and you pull up the exact location of what you're looking to steal. It's a famous mime sculpture entitled "Mime Doing Hot Yoga."
Okay.
That's
How do they
gauche.
know it's hot yoga? In the mime situation, is like the mime pretending to sweat, like, whoa, downward
Yeah,
dog, and I gotta waft this BO away from me. It's fucking hot in here.
Is hot yoga like polar size, like where ladies like do fitness with stripper poles?
No,
Is this
dude.
hot yoga is like sexy yoga?
No, it's literally yoga where the temperature is raised.
Oh, so your farts can smell that much worse?
It's so just nice, like freaking just wonderful body stench. Just
Yeah.
everyone just wrapping it around them and just like, yeah. It's
You're like, everybody's like, you know what this room that smells like farts is missing? The climate of
Heat.
Thailand.
humidity. Like,
Like, who the fuck thought of that? Gee. Oh,
The Nazis.
I swear, man.
It's like you
fucking-
do yoga in a sauna or something, I guess. I don't know how
probably
else.
where it started.
Yeah.
Someone got out of yoga class and like kept wanting to do it and shit, and it was hot in there, and they're like, "Wait a second,
It's like all these
I love
guys
yoga."
taking a schwitz, just staring at this one weirdo, like just doing yoga in the sauna room. It's like, what are you doing, Carl? It's hot
Hot
yoga,
yoga.
man.
Downward facing dog. Quit looking at my junk.
Yeah, right. Ugh.
Ryan, what do you think gauche means?
It's actually pronounced goosh.
Goosh.
And, yeah, and it's actually like kind of an older thing that is making a comeback, and it's just basically a douche for your nose.
A
the
nose
nose
douche.
douche.
A nose douche.
That landed a little flat, buddy.
Why?
A nose douche? They already have those. It's like, what do they call it?
Are you
Antihistamine or
thinking of a
whatever?
neti pot or something?
They already have nose douches? I don't
Well,
believe
yeah, I mean, a neti pot,
Like,
I guess, is technically
put,
it.
like vinegar and water up in your nose and swish it around and then blow it out.
Kind of.
neti
It's like this
pot, I
weird.
mean-
Technically, it's distilled water with a little like salt action, a little saline. Oh my God! We brought some realism to this show.
Ah,
Oh
I
God!
was like,
shit.
I'm getting
Oh, God.
totally informed here.
Woo,
I've
I
just
brought
been
this
using
show to a
Kleenex
halt.
this whole time.
Yeah, you know what, Bob? You actually are going to have to cut this out.
We're not allowed to give people knowledge.
Ryan, do you have another guess at all? Like, if you want to...
No, that's really what I mean. I don't know. What do you guys like? You guys think you bring the A game every fucking definition?
Nope.
We got Bob over here like reading stories. We got Dave over here inventing brands.
Yeah, Skopsy's
Actually,
pretty
no, that's
solid.
pretty,
Skopsy's pretty solid.
Skopsy's pretty solid.
Not a competition, guys, is it?
Once upon a time it was. I think we've lost that, but we'll bring it back this week now that I know you're not winning.
And I've already lost.
Yeah. It's my turn, and man, this is as fun of a word as gauche is. I'm having a tough time discerning what it means. One of the first things that comes to mind.
You mean
is,
the core example of this show?
Yes.
You're trying to figure out what you have no idea.
I have no idea. Well,
Good.
no, the first thing that comes to mind is gauze. You know, like you wrap someone up in like an ace bandage or in gauze or something to really kind of just kind of keep them from bleeding out, I guess, or whatever. I mean, I'm not a medical person, so I don't really know. But
What does gauze do?
If only there was someone you live with who was a medical person.
yeah, that would be nice. But anyways, gauche, I think, is it's basically ghost gauze. It is
Gauze for ghosts?
gauze
or ghosts?
No,
Ghosts that's...
well, gauze for ghosts, essentially. I mean, what's the number one issue with ghosts? We can't see them, right?
bleeding. Oh.
So, well, and little do we know, they're invisible, but they're bleeding 100% of the time. That's the problem with ghosts, is that they're always bleeding and we can't see them. So you solve that in one fell swoop by wrapping them up in a special kind of gauze or ace bandage that way they basically look like mummies, you know? But then it's like, oh wait, that is a ghost.
Oh my gosh, are mummies ghosts we can see?
Correct. I didn't know how to tell anybody, but yes, that is exactly correct. Mummies are just ghosts that are wrapped in gauche.
They've had a visit from the ghost paramedics, and they're not bleeding out like all the other ghosts.
Exactly.
Mummies are actually... Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So
Did you see like the deleted scenes from the movie Ghost? It like had like an NC-17 rating just because it was so graphically violent. Because Patrick Swayze was just fucking bleeding out
he's
all
just
over the
bleeding
place.
constantly.
Yeah, they had to completely reshoot
It was
the
horrifying.
pottery scene. It was like just like the Red Wedding.
Is there a chance that we can find Patrick Swayze right now, wrap him up in gauche, and put him in new movies?
Yes, there is definitely a chance.
Brandon Fraser.
Now that in itself is a documentary, maybe even a mini-series where we're searching for Patrick Swayze's ghost in order to wrap him up. I don't know where the first place would be to look. But yeah, now that you mention that with Ghost, that I think the original version was directed by Rob Zombie. So it's just like, yeah, it's just hellish. He's just bleeding everywhere, getting it all over the pot. That's just not nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my guess for Gauche. Dave, yeah. Dave, what do you think Gauche means? Or what's the actual?
Well, I don't know. I have a pretty good idea what it means.
Yeah.
Mike.
Can you tell us?
Dave.
What is giving us guesses for your own words?
Yeah.
I'm starting to ask. Can you please just tell us the real definition?
Dave, can you school us on how to define your words?
Gauche. Gauche. So gauche is an adjective, and it means having or showing a lack of awareness about the proper way to behave, socially awkward.
Oh, don't be so gauche.
So Rain Man, total gauche. Guy was just gauching it up all over the place.
The gauche bag.
He's a real gauche bag, yeah. Gauche here, gauche there, gauche everywhere.
So not having an awareness on how to properly behave, essentially, right?
Yep. It is just lacking social experience or grace, not tactful.
It's a word that I think could be used all the fucking time. You know, you encounter these sorts of people that it's like they're just awkward, they're kind of stumbling all over themselves, and you wonder if it's like, man, that guy's just not with it, right? They're so gauche. We could probably use this word every day.
And I must confess that I actually heard this in a popular comedy sitcom recently.
King of the Hill?
No, not King of the Hill. It was this week. I was watching some stuff because, sometimes it's fun to do that. And
Tell us more, Dave. Okay, why were you?
all right,
Wait,
let me
what were
spin you a
doing?
Bob Ball type yarn here, okay? I have my TV on. No, so I heard this in a show recently, and so if you're a listener and you know what show that is, send it in to us in one of the ways we say at the end of the show, and I will send you a Geo Metro. A brand new Geo Metro.
It's still
Just
wrapped in
wrapped
a
in
package.
Still wrapped.
Intrigue.
Deliver it right to your door. Those things are like 400 pounds. They cost like $200. I'm sure I can do that, no problem. But yeah, let me know if you know.
Hey,
All right.
what do you guys call it when two awkward people meet in the middle of a hallway?
Packs.
Go Shambo.
I like it. I like it.
But I think PAX is probably
Correct.
Ghost Fest.
Okay, moving on. We need to get the last word in this week. That's me. My word this week is mundungus.
That is such like an 80s like freaking I don't know, like Goonies like way of like insulting someone or something like that.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Who has to take a crack at spelling? I think Dave, right?
Okay, mundungus.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty straightforward. Mundungus.
that is correct.
Yeah,
Mundungus. Mundungus. And why don't you go first? Do you have any guesses as to what mundungus means?
I think mundungus is so like monks. They are like famous for taking these, vows of silence and these vows of chastity and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, I think mundungus is basically when a monk takes a vow to abstain from pooping. So they just basically, it's part of the, they have fasting, and then they also have this period where they decide to not let any waste from their body because it's like sin against God and stuff. So they go on these mundungus kind of sabbaticals where they just abstain from, producing any waste from their body. They don't spit, they don't blow their nose, they don't poop, they don't make the pee, and they don't occasionally drip blood from underneath of their fingernails like all of us do. So it's a pretty crazy time, and monks they're strong people, man, strong people.
So if you're at home playing the Word Rango drinking game and you were waiting for a definition that's centered around poop and or urine or anything, go ahead and take a drink.
Go ahead.
Well,
You knew it
you're
was
the one
coming.
who had dung in his word, dude. So you
Hey.
can't really.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to get everybody at home hammered, so I'm just doing my job. Yes. I like the monks taking a vow of silence in regards to that. I just wonder how long you could go. There's got to be like a physical limit on how long you can live without going before you like become septic or something,
Septic?
Never mind. Ryan.
I thought you said you didn't have any medical knowledge.
Yeah, well-
then you're spitting that shit at us.
Okay, I know.
I don't know what gauze is, but I know what infections in the blood are.
Okay.
He's had septic locked and loaded in the chamber for like months now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, aha, I can use it. Bang.
This is true. What do you think mundungus means, Ryan?
God, it's like I try to like stop myself from going the poo route like Dave. I'm going to try to like, put myself on a higher path, except for I can't. And mundungus is basically, you guys know, like, so mandingo, that's like a name that the internet will give to someone with an abnormally large unit, basically. And so a mundungus is basically, it's just an abnormally sized piece of poop. That's basically what it is. It's a mundungus. When you look down there, like my daughter the other day, like she was sitting there on the toilet and she's still at the point where I have to help her, take care of business after she's done. And, honest to God, like the freaking poop in the toilet after she was done, and not to be disgusting, but it was taller than she was, guaranteed, sticking out of the pot, like just like freaking ridiculous, like eighth wonder of the world type shit, literally shit.
Mundungus.
It's a mundungus. It's basically
This is all good.
it's all poop jokes.
Just makes me want to impregnate the first woman I see and just have kids and experience the beauty and joy of.
Just to know what it's like.
Yeah.
To see your child make a creation greater than you have.
Did you high five her afterwards? at all?
I mean, seriously, like I was actually very in awe after the whole situation. It took me a minute to kind of collect my thoughts and kind of help her. I was like, wow, how did that
happen? Bob, what do you think mundungus means?
Mundungus is a verb, and it's the action of let's say a champagne cork shooting out of a bottle. It ricochets off your skull and causes short-term memory loss. Now, you only realize that you have the short-term memory loss when the next night some packages arrive from a place called naughty90s.com, and they're delivered by male strippers.
All right. Let me just check that URL
These are such
quick.
like specific definitions. So the mundungus, so let's say that you've got a nice little sabrage, right? Mm-hmm. And the champagne cork comes off, hits you on the head. You're saying that mundungus is the action of the cork hitting your head, leading to the male strippers bringing you erotic underwear.
Yes.
Checks out.
I think you've got a good grasp on this.
Yeah.
Has this happened to you? Last night?
No.
All right.
Mundungus.
Let me dish out the real def for you guys. That's what we call definitions around these parts. The real
The
def.
mundungus among us.
Let's get this in high def.
Mundungus is a noun, and it is an archaic term for foul-smelling tobacco.
Oh, okay.
In cola form.
So that's some.
Or
so that's
a
some
guy from a Harry Potter.
That's like if you take your bottle of Skoptsy and leave it on like a windowsill for a day.
That is correct.
Just like let it bake in the sun.
Yeah.
And it becomes some real mundungus.
Real funky, foul-smelling mundungus.
Also, 30 episodes, and I think that's the first time we've ever had two words complement each other so well.
Is it?
I think so. I mean, yeah.
There was that episode where we had only food-based words. That was pretty great.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was by far the most like collaborative that we've been.
But that
other
was
than Bob's birthday.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
only 3 of us? And I think Dave was the one missing that week. Never mind, Dave. Sorry.
All right.
This is the most Dave-centric collaborative episode we've ever had.
There you go.
Aside from maybe
Very
Bob's-
important distinction.
Bob's
Very important.
Yes, but no, I was really excited when we had the tobacco thing earlier. That I probably should have shoved mundungus up sooner. But yeah, foul-smelling tobacco. I don't know. It says the first use, according to Sexy Merriam-Webster, is 1641. And apparently, I mean, this is just a word that nobody really uses anymore. But you figure there's got to be a case of like, you go down into your grandpa's cellar and he's got this weird can of tobacco because he used to use a pipe. And it's been sitting there since like the 40s, right? And it just reeks. Maybe that would be mundungus, and it's a good use of it. And then at that point, when you pick up the can and you look at it, and you just sort of think to yourself, mundungus, then you can live a full life knowing that you actually use that word once.
If you could use mundungus and octagon. Wait, no. Eucaligon.
Eucaligon.
In the same sentence, man. You've like hit like the golden gun of word usage.
Let's go ahead and just pause for a moment and go ahead and do it. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
True.
Mr. Trune.
Eucaligon!
Damn Eucaligon, you. So that's mundungus. That's Paul Trune. We have to get to scenario number 2. Fuck. I mean, fuck. Shit. Dave,
All right,
Wait,
I
more
got
words.
I got one. All right. Mike and Ryan are both warlocks who are both very established in the warlocking game. They've been locking wars for 10 years now, very established. And Bob is a new kind of cadet, a new rush, a new pledge who wants to join their warlocking outfit. So he's basically got to go through their test. Now, go.
oh, God.
All right. We're popping. We're locking. We're popping. We're locking.
We're locking. Hey, you. What's your, before, I don't want to know your real name. I know it's Bob Ball because I'm a warlock. You didn't need to tell me. What is your warlock name?
Jerry.
That is the worst
Oh,
warlock
terrible.
name I've ever heard.
Terrible.
Are you kidding me? Okay.
If you want to be okay, seriously, if you want to be part of this Warlock game, Warlockheed Martin. That is your new name, bitch.
Warlockheed Martin. This is this right here. One of your this instructor next to me is Scarecrow Ryan.
Hi, Scarecrow Ryan. I'm Jerry.
Do not listen, you motherfucker. Don't even talk. And then
This guy's
Ryan,
got a real problem.
you know the tradition. We introduce each other.
My name is Jerry.
Yes, we do. We do. This is Warlock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels over here. We just call him Lenny. What do you?
Okay, Ryan, I'm sorry, whatever I called you before. I'm going to call you Ryan because that's what you go by. I'm going to need you to go ahead and take off the can't speak or don't speak, just what we're saying.
Brought to you by No Doubt.
Brought to you by No Doubt spell. Go ahead and take that off of him.
Okay. I think you're all set. So
Thanks.
listen, why should we allow you into our Warlock smithery?
Oh, I have no idea.
What the hell? What are you doing here?
I saw that flyer on campus that said you guys were warlocks. That sounded like fun. And the other fraternity that I pledged to, they totally wouldn't let me in.
Are you LARPing right now? Is that what's going on? Are you doing some live action roleplay bullshit? Because we're really warlocks. I want you to be very clear on that.
Really? Because we're in a basement right now.
Yeah.
Where else do you think warlocks hang out?
I'm pretty sure that that's your mom upstairs who let me in.
She's a warlock too.
Yeah, she's a level 2 warlock.
Anthony, do you want any cookies or lemonade for your friends?
Stop it! Shut up! We're warlocking!
Okay, dear.
Okay, look. Jerry, you want to be called? Listen, we're really warlocking down here. It's what we do. We have a cauldron that it took us forever to bring this cauldron downstairs, I'll have you know. Not fun.
Why didn't you just use your powers? Your warlocks, right?
Yeah, well, because
warlocks?
you can't just use up your powers on stupid bullshit. And that's rule number 1 that I want you to be aware of. You're going to be very tempted to be like, oh, look, here's a broken escalator. I'm going to use my warlock powers for the day to turn it back on. And that's it. You can't do anything else. Then when someone's trapped under a bus, you can't save them because you used up your warlock powers. They recharge in your sleep, and you need to get electrolytes by drinking Powerade and or Gatorade. So that's rule number 2. I need you to stock up on Powerade and or Gatorade, ideally the sort of Glacier Freeze blue brand, because that's the best.
It's the best kind.
It's the best kind, obviously.
Hey, look, you guys, I've been practicing at the mall for like hours doing this. I can turn escalators into stairs just with the push of a button.
Good. That's a really good joke, Jerry. Really,
Yeah, he doesn't get it.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't get it. That's not a warlocking power, which leads us to number 3. Your name isn't Jerry anymore. It just can't be. Your name has to be something that pops, all right?
Yeah.
Warlockheed Martin. Warlock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Warlocks of Love. Come on.
Make love, not warlock. I mean, come on.
I feel like more of a one name kind of guy, like Cher or Madonna or Mundungus.
Okay, look, you're not going to be breaking the mold anytime soon, I can tell, because you think that you're a warlock by turning escalators into stairs. So that's already, you're on the wrong path here. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to need you to go ahead, and I want you to turn this bottle of water into a bottle of delicious Skoptsy. That is step number 1. If you can do that, you will... Holy shit.
Wow.
Ryan, did you...
I told you I can turn escalators into stairs.
What the fuck? Okay, look, I'm gonna be honest here. That shit costs a fortune, so I'm gonna need you to take this other bottle of water and go ahead and just...
Actually, Mom, can you go to Costco real quick and just get us a ton of bottled water?
Yeah, Ice Mountain, please.
All right, scene. Good job, guys. Good job.
Ooh, we worked hard on
Thanks,
that one.
Mom.
You guys
Mom.
would be some, you'd be some dangerous warlocks. I'll tell you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still... What's the difference between like a warlock and a wizard? Is there any kind of a...
Well, I think warlocks are more inherently evil, and wizards are kind of like good.
And wizards live at Waverly Place, I've been told, according to the television. According to TV Guide.
And they only play pinball.
Yep.
Makes sense too.
Pinball wizards.
Pinball wizard. Oh, hey.
Yep. Bob is always one step ahead of us. You just have to get used to that. And speaking of being one step ahead, that doesn't make sense, but we need to get votes in. So here we go. We should start out. Ryan, I think you should go first. You have to pick between Hirsute, Gauche, and Mundungus.
Wait, are we not having an escalator
son
pitch
of a
off?
bitch.
You are just off your game here,
April
Mike. You
Fools.
are off your game here.
Okay, fine. Ryan, you start off with your escalator pitch for Skoptsy, please.
I mean, when it comes down to it, like one of your most prized possessions is the thing that you have that can make other things. That could be hands. Shit, I'm not describing this very well.
And stairs. Okay, I get to go. Did you feel that? I turned him into stairs.
Yeah, I felt like that escalator just was a non-starter. It just didn't want to. When you're talking about cutting your junk off, man, it's just not going to be a really good escalator ride.
Right, it's not a very pleasant one. So yeah, I guess
Worst
go
escalator
ahead,
ever.
Bob. Hirsute.
While I walk up these stairs,
That was a very gauche way to steal the escalator pitch.
Yeah, what a gauche bag.
Look at him, like freaking sticking his gauche in there, dude. Like just milking it for votes.
Gauching it up.
What a gauche bag.
Hirsute. This is not a suit for women. No. This is not a suit made out of air. No. This is someone who is hairy, like Robin Williams, or a gorilla, or pretty much not like me. If you saw a video, hirsute is the word of the week because. I'll fill in something here later in post.
Stairs.
Hirsute.
Dave.
All right, Dave, gauche.
This is just a mess.
This is
All right,
fucking-
gauche. Like, just say it. Just say it once for me, guys. Say it.
Gauche.
Gauche.
I mean, even when you say it that way, it's still fun and pops.
Dave,
And still.
go specifically for like the words that like are just basically one syllable.
Because look, if you not just specifically one syllable, but just sound good and feel good on your tongue, rolling around and just spitting it out into the world, where you feel like, oh, by just thrusting this word out there,
Like
by
a
just saying
sweet,
it, I
sweet
make the
bottle
world.
of Skoptsy.
I just make the world a better place
Skoptsy.
by just adding it into the ether of life on planet Earth. Like, gauche is just awesome, and it's like, you meet many a gauche motherfucker on a daily basis.
This is
Just
true.
those weird, socially awkward, borderline Asperger's type people.
I hang out with three of them right now.
Asperger's.
Yeah, Asperger's. Yeah.
Dude,
Son of a
That is the worst burger place in town.
Asperger's, man. It's that like social disease where you just like, you're not
Yes,
Rain Man'd
we all
out, but
know,
you're.
we all know.
God damn it, Dave. Dave is he's a word bon vivant. Like he seriously, like he likes these words that are, just very like, you just kind of sit on your palate, like this nice farouche quality to them and stuff like. And I think that comes from just Dave having no real word boundaries. Like he's like, I could pronounce that any way I want.
Yep.
He's like, oh, what are those syllables? Don't worry about
Yeah,
that, man.
I mean,
The word is his
Yeah.
The word is his canvas. Really.
Yeah, again, and to
Yeah.
call it back to a previous episode, every word is a blank canvas,
Except for it has letters with hard sounds.
Oh, but no, gauche is amazing. It is an amazing word. It sounds different from the way it's spelled, so you look super fancy when you try and say, oh, how do you think gauche is spelled? And somebody's like, gauche, Gorscha. No, wrong. No, you're wrong. And then you spell it and you feel great. It's gauche, baby. It's gauche. It's all gauche, baby. It's all gauche.
All right. Well, stairs. Here's my escalator pitch. Yeah. Mundungus! It's a foul-smelling tobacco! No one's ever gonna use this ever, but you know what? It smells great in reality, from the boundaries of the earth to the depths of hell, and everything in between, through the earth's crust to the deep dark things in the abyss of the waters. They're all mundungus to me, because it's all foul-smelling tobacco. You breathe it in, get it in your lungs, let it waft up in your head, and then you see the light, you see the being of all creation, and that's what the Ultimate Warrior is all about. Mundungus!
This is obviously a shout out to Mickey Rooney, who passed away this week.
Yeah.
This is correct. Thank you.
He was the original grindcore death metal singer. Yeah, he invented screamo. He's
Back in the 1930s, like everyone was like flapper music and jazz, and he's just sitting there with his leather suit, just like raw.
Rudy. Okay, stairs. We now are moving on to the thing with the votes that I wanted to get to earlier because this is a long
Electoral
podcast.
College.
Ryan, wait, the Electoral College? I think we need to use that all the time. Ryan, Electoral College me. You have to pick between Hirsute, Gauche, and Mundungus.
All right. Well, all of my delegates' votes are going to Gauche.
nice. Nice. You love
And
it.
then my other vote is going to Hirsute.
Oh.
Just because I think it's kind of interesting that, I mean, Mundungus, I like that word, obviously, but Hirsute, I like the fact that it's just, the word is what it is. Like, he's not beating around the bush
Yeah.
of hair.
Oh.
It's a Hirsute.
Good. Dave, you have to pick between Skoptsy, Hirsute, and Mundungus.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to go with Skoptsy for number one, just because I came up with some really, really A-class stuff there. It's a fun word to say. Again, it's my kind of quality. Couple syllables, pretty fun. Has a nice hard K to it, so it's got some angles. It's got some edge. So it's not only maintaining a 4.0 grade point average, but it's also tearing ass out of school every day on a moped with a Letterman jacket on. It's that word that's got it's dynamic. It's got two sides to it. And then for my number two, I've got to go with Hirsute.
All right.
Oh, man. I'm just picturing this fucking word that's like, oh, man, like all the other words are looking at him and stuff like that. Like, how does he maintain such a high GPA? And it's like he's just fucking Judas Priest, like, tears out.
Bob, I'd like for you to go next. You have to pick between Skoptsy, Gauche, and Mundungus.
Well, I'll tell you, of all the words this week, I think we had some good fun, and the word that by far outclassed all the other ones was Hirsute.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
No,
Can read you.
you have to pick between Skoptsy, Gauche, and Mundungus. Okay, so just do that.
Fine. My number one word is going to be, let's go with Mundungus.
All right.
For no other reason than during your escalator/stairs pitch, you were the most devoted to it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was. That one was.
And my
that one
number-
was for you, Mickey Rooney.
And for Mickey Rourke, God rest his soul. And my number two word is going to be Hirsute.
No, it's not. You have to pick number two between Skoptsy and Gauche.
Fine.
You can do this.
Skoptsy.
All right, Skoptsy, and that
Skoptsy. It's Skoptsy.
oh, Skoptsy.
If it's not Skoptsy, it's crap.
It's crap.
It's crap. Oh, how did we not do the Scottish thing earlier? God,
Yeah,
it's like we
really.
come into all of the funny shit way too late. I have to pick now between Skoptsy, Hirsute, and Gauche. Wow, you know what? I'm going to say my number one word this week is Skoptsy. I really like that. I love the idea of the tobaccola.
Okay, I was like, the real definition?
No.
Love the idea of just slicing your balls off.
No, but you know
just
what,
for-
though? The real definition is just weird and crazy, and it's crazy that there's a
Yeah.
word for it. I do respect the fact that gauche is a word that we could use every day, but it's also not surprising that there's a word that exists for it, as opposed to something that actually has the meaning that Skoptsy has. So Skoptsy's my number one pick. My number two is going to have to be gauche, because,
Nice.
yes, Dave, it is great to say, and the meaning itself is also fantastic, and I do want to use it more. So that means congratulations, Ryan. You won this week with Skoptsy.
Skoptsy. Yeah, no,
Skoptsy.
I feel good about it now that we've brought that back around to a nice little Sean Connery action.
Yes, and that's great. And if people
Great.
if people want to get in touch with us to see where they can buy bottles of Skoptsy to get their Tobaccola fix on, Bob, how do they do that?
If you need a case of Skoptsy, you should email us at wordrango@gmail.com. You can also get us on Twitter, twitter.com/wordrango, where we'd like to thank at Roadblock, at Sailor Tweak, at Jessica Delfino, and at Glibshark. Also, SSJ for Reddit said, thanks to Wordrango, I can now say for certain I am a hippophile. Dirty hippophile. Andy Dicktel said, I really hope Dave Hinkle, the king of boxcars, gets around to spinning that yarn next week. He totally left us hanging. Well, this week, my friend, you were yarned.
Yeah, Bob took care of you and then some.
And then some. That sports gamer says, I've doubled my efforts to entirely replace Mike. First at the PAX panel, next at Wordrango. Consider me his succedaneum.
Ooh, that is a fancy word. And no, I won't consider you that.
What's he doing?
I think there's a PAX panel going on that I'm missing this weekend. It's about sports video games, and you guys can check it out. I can't remember when or where it is, but if you look it up, you might find my name, and I'm not going to be there, just so everyone knows.
And by the time you hear this, that panel will already be over.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
Way to do it.
Obo Crazy said, I wish Bob Ball had started singing the Reading Rainbow theme as the cognomen butterfly on Wordrango this week. Sorry,
It's
I
in
guess.
a book!
Take a walk, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. There you go. Also, I really want to thank at Dave Hinkle, at Mike Suzak, at Ryan the Lou, and at Bob Ball VO. You can join us on Facebook, just /Wordrango. You can get us on iTunes. You can get us on Stitcher. You can listen to us on wordrango.com. And pretty soon, you'll be seeing us all over the place when we launch our new IPO.
And remember, we will break up with people for you.
Bestworstdayever.com.
Yes. We totally do that. And if you figured out where I stole that word from, please let us know somehow. Because
Also,
I'm a goddamn thief and I deserve to be called on it.
And when you go to bit.ly/Wordrango, that's going to take you to the iTunes page. You can share that shortened URL. And when you're on the iTunes page, leave us a review. Give us a rating of 5 stars. Put some words in there. It helps spread the glory of the show to others and encourage others to do that. Just the bit.ly/Wordrango. It's going to send people straight there, and it's pretty great.
And if you're worried about, introducing the show to somebody who doesn't know how to use iTunes, just give them a quick crash course on iTunes real quick.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah, if you don't know how to use iTunes yourself, find the nearest Chad or Tyler or, Janice. Find the nearest, one of those
person with
types.
a name?
One of those, your friends that have fixie bikes. Find one of them and tell them to, give you the 411 on the iTunes.
Is it Chad or is it Thad?
Either or. I mean,
think
sometimes the
it's
C is pronounced like a T. Sometimes the C is silent and it's just had. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all.
I think it's bad, but maybe that's just me. Yes, and do that, and then and join us again next week. We made it. I'm so happy we did 30 episodes, and it's many more to come. It's crazy.
At least one.
Yeah.
At least one more. Next week, 31. It's going to be great. So join us next week. We'll have 4 more words and their definitions. This has been Wordrango. Word up!
Hey, real quick though, guys, before we go, I just have a weird question. Has anybody publicly named their child Barack since Barack Obama was made president of the world?
I'm sure that's never happened.
I don't. I was really thinking hard if it has, and it hasn't. And I'm really waiting for a white kid named Barack. I think it's going to be awesome.
No, I guarantee you that's happened all over the place. Like, I promise you, you will have kids that go to school with a kid named Barack.
Dave, did you really? Are you really you really wanted to sneak this into the end of the episode? Is that what you were doing?
No, it just hit me, and I was like, "Wow, this is interesting." These guys like interesting discussions about things. How many people are named Barack?
Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and close the episode since clearly you want to, anyways.
Reopened it.
Dude, I mean, you don't have to put this in there. I can stop recording anytime.
Don't worry. I'll cut this out in post.
All right, good.
That means he won't.
All right, I just stopped recording now.